Hi. So
long time.
a long time, yeah. First talk in English
Yes,
with Russian accent.
with Russian accent. Yeah, there's a little bit Russian accent.
Yeah. Ah,
We used to talk about accessibility before this.
yeah.
Uh,
We talked a lot.
And recently I spoke with our colleague. She's accessibility profi and doing a lot of accessibility for government websites.
Yeah.
And she told me that recently there's a new trick. First of all, the problem in Israel is that the laws are basically against people that want to do accessibility. If people want to do accessibility properly, the laws make them so tough and so difficult with all the tricks and stuff that for people it's very difficult to understand the laws for accessibility.
Okay.
And recently, you remember I used to told you that if, for example, you want to before this, if your site was not accessible, let's say without the plugins and without accessibility statement, some lawyers took people, just regular people, maybe with some problems of sight or some problems of handicap. They took those people, they bring them to the sites without accessibility and use them to sue the owners of the site.
Yeah.
So now there is a new trick. Obviously, not good trick.
Yeah.
Same lawyers taking people with some disability, sending them to businesses, and then this person calling the business owner and say, "Listen, I was in one of your businesses, in one of your stores.
Office,
yeah, I was in one of your stores, and I didn't get any service. I couldn't get any service because the place was not accessible. Physically, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Physically,
Mhm.
and the owner is in stress because he don't know what to say. If the person how can you prove that the person got the service? You can't. And they're losing enormous amount of money because of all this stuff.
So now it's online. The door is closed for this trick.
It's not completely closed, but it's people already understand online how to do the site accessible, what they need. At least let's say they cover with the plugin and the accessibility statement, but physical businesses, most of them are not accessible in real life.
Yeah.
And this is an issue. No, it's a big issue even for all of us, but even more issue for business owners because they can't prove anything. In the court, they're hopeless.
Yeah, it's even worse because
you notice
with website
like
at least you can get second opinion or something like this.
Yeah, exactly.
And you have 2 months and whatever. And physically, yeah. So now they should install cameras all over the place and record everything.
I can tell you even more. Some businesses, you know why they need to get accessibility in the business? In the Israel, you need to get your business accessible to get business approval from the city hall.
Yeah. Okay.
From the municipality.
But nobody is doing this, or they somehow.
Yeah, nobody doing this until they get in. Until somebody, some person come into municipality and say, "Listen, this business was not accessible. I need I need you to go there to check it. Okay, and the municipality coming to you personally and saying, listen, you have, let's say, 3 months to get your business accessible. Your local, let's say your local store or your hotel or something like this accessible. What does it mean? It means you need to have at least something, elevator or porches on the stairs, or let's say you need to have a hearing station for in the reception. And I used to tell you something else. Those requirements. I think even
like accessible phone, answering machine, and
yes,
stuff
yes,
like that.
yes, and also toilets for disability people.
Yeah, it's
Most
much.
of the businesses,
It's much more complex than online.
it's very complex. It's very complex. Besides this,
it's
it's
very
cost
expensive.
thousands of dollars, thousands of shekels,
No,
thousands
not
of
thousands,
shekels.
it's tens of thousands.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a lot. I think only to make one toilet accessible, it will cost you like 10 grand easily.
if you want to do, for example, if you need to make the toilet accessible in the hotel, you need to tear it down completely and renovate like from the scratch.
Yeah.
Now the issue is it costs enormous money to the business, and some businesses even can't do it because think you small business, they come into use this is they saying here's 60 days for you to do the requirements. Otherwise, we're taking a license. What can you do? No, they're not taking license. They say, if you're not going to do it, we're not going to proceed your license to the next year.
Renewal.
Renew the license. Yes, exactly. What the business can do? They stuck.
But for online, there is an exception that says that if it's like unreasonably costly for the business, you can not do it. I mean, if you can prove that it's so costly that like you need
if you under the average of the cost for accessibility.
No, one exception is if you small business, like you earn like patur, yeah, like
100,000, yeah, small
per
business.
year.
Yeah,
you are. Another thing is if to make site accessible requires enormous amount of money, then you somehow and you can it's that you don't have so much money. You also kind of accessible. So maybe for physical businesses there is also something like this.
But the problem is, the problem begins when your site is accessible and your local business is not. And then on accessibility statement, you can't write that your whole business, because site, I used to tell it to a lot of business owners, your site and your local, I don't know, store or something like this, they are connected. It's not separate. Both of them are same business. If your site is perfectly accessible, but your local business is not, it's a problem. It's a huge, huge issue. And some of business owners are not understand it. They think my site is accessible, I'm done, I'm good. No, not working like this. No, not working at all. So again, the problem, I think the problem begin with the law in here in the country. The laws are very, very, very strict and not so understandable for local business owners. It doesn't matter, sites or stores, same, the law, you know the law very well because you're dealing with accessibility.
But it says this. But online, the law is very simple. It says
no, the law,
you need to be compatible with this international standard AA and.
But you know this international standard AA. Some business owners they don't know it. What does standard mean? What does it mean?
Yeah, nobody knows. But it's not crazy. I mean, it's people, they don't know. They come to web developers that should know it. Not that they do, but some know at least. And they
But
can
you
do it.
know,
It's technically
you know
not,
that
it is not very, very complex. I mean, it's what you say about physical accessibility, it's much bigger issue, but because if you don't have some crazy system site that is very, very complex and very expensive to make accessible, whatever, it will cost you less than the toilet,
Yeah.
the physical business. And you need a lot of things for physical business, so it's a lot of money. And online, you can make it. Yeah, I mean, what I did, I have this idea that you should make it like how to say it,
easy to access.
cheap and fast. Yeah, it will be not 100% because 100%
But you know,
is
cheap and
complex.
fast. I'm agreeing with you. Cheap and fast is a good way. But what will happen? You know, you remember I was telling you that let's say you're a big website, you're a big complex website with a lot of PDFs and a lot of forms and a lot of different animations. Okay, cheap and fast can't work on something like this. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Because people want you if you want to start accessible, make accessible the PDF files.
Yeah, it's
It's
one by one.
huge. Exactly. You need to think about it. You make accessible all of the site and all the PDFs, right? But next day, the business upload even more PDF files that are not accessible. What can you do?
Yeah, sure. It's in this case it's complex, right? But if you have like a simple site, then it's not that big deal.
Yeah, exactly.
And most sites are simple, like I think, like
yeah, stores and yes.
Yeah,
stores
even
and,
shops are not really complex. You can make them accessible. It's not that big deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are some sites with a lot of content and a lot of documents and this stuff. Then it's a problem. They need some serious investment in someone that will make this continuously accessible and work on the documents and stuff. Then it's expensive.
Those sites that are very complex, they working very tight with accessibility professional that I was talking like a couple of days ago. She working for them all the time. I mean, they hiring her monthly basis, and she doing accessibility continuous, like finishing something, starting a new one, finishing something like this. For her, it's good income, but for them it's a problem because they rely on her and they can do nothing to let her go. If, for example, for the simple site, you did accessibility once, and let's say it's WordPress, and if, for example, they will create 1, 2, 5 pages new, right? For them, it's not going to be a problem because all the site will continue to be accessible because it's a simple team-based accessibility.
Right.
But if the site is complex, new PDFs are coming, new documents, new pages, new forms, new animations, it's impossible to make it continuously accessible. You need to maintain it many times. Understand?
Yeah. Sure. So they usually take someone like
someone on monthly basis. Yes.
Yeah, it's.
You saw something new in lately. Some new sites, some new problems, some new issues, something new.
Oh, new. No, the last one. I saw something new. I wasn't checking for it before, but you know that you need to support 200% zoom also on mobile, right?
Yes. By the way, I wanted to ask you about this one. I checked lately. We used to talk with one of my developers about accessibility for React site on React. Completely code, not a WordPress. It's not like not a panel with on the backend.
Sure.
The site is completely code. And I gave him an example of site of BTL, Bitoch Leumi. Now, Bitoch Leumi site, they don't have any plugin on the site. They don't have this small icon of accessibility.
Yeah, and they are quite good. I remember.
Yes, but how can you, if, for example, I'm a person with disability, how can I control the site if I want? For example, change the colors, change the gradient,
but
change
you
all this.
don't need. But it doesn't matter. You don't need to do it because you have like high contrast. You have in browser. You have in Windows. You don't need a button. Also, all these plugins that
yes, the button is. I know the button is problem.
They are working everywhere, but I'm against plugins anyway. But you don't need if you have contrast.
Change the contrast, yeah.
Colors with proper contrast, not a problem. If someone needs this high contrast mode, you can set it in Windows, and it will work everywhere because all browsers now support it inside the browser itself. You don't.
And also they cite keyboard accessible. Obviously.
No, keyboard accessible. You need to make it properly because
no. I mean, Bitoch Leumi site is obviously.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But it's not because I mean there is nothing in application side that is more complex than WordPress. From the at front end, it's the same basically. So all the rules are the same for application, whatever. There is something more complex, for example, for mobile applications. I have no idea how it's working because I don't know how to use accessibility on the phone, like how to use voice reader.
But you know, on the phone itself, in Android, and obviously in iPhone also, you have accessibility, all the section about accessibility.
Right. I know. I just didn't use it really. I mean, I know how to check various things on desktop, but I don't really check it on the phone. But what I was saying that the one obvious thing on the phone is Zoom. No, I didn't see any site that is supporting it. I mean, every site you will try, you do it 200% Zoom on the phone. It will fail. It will fail. It will die. Any site. Like, I mean, it is very complex because you have like, if you have like 160 pixel wide, it is very small. So you need to do tricks to support it.
But it's really needed.
It's the same.
No, I mean, you need to go so wide. You need to go so wide for what?
Rule is 200%. It doesn't say on desktop. It says 200%, and you have even 300% on the phone. I mean, this is not because people are using it. I mean, if you don't see.
Yeah, you need to enlarge the pixel.
But not like this. Not like this, because like this, everything works because it doesn't really play with the width. It just makes everything bigger. But if you do zoom, like there are
in the settings.
You can do like 200% zoom, and then everything perhaps in a really.
I think it's a problem. I think this problem is because no website owners do this check of how the accessibility on the fonts is working exactly.
Yeah, I'm sure nobody is checking it. I mean, maybe, let's say I did it once. I mean, I managed to do it once with this huge site that it was my first site with auditors, and that took me a year to make it accessible. And they said to make it work in 200% mobile. Another problem with mobile is that you can't simulate it on desktop at all, because if you do mobile in browser,
inspect
and mobile, Zoom is not working there.
No, not working.
So you can't check it. You can't really check it. I mean, you need to look at the phone, and also, like, for example, if you do 400% Zoom, it's not the same. I mean, it doesn't look the same. Like take phone and do it 200. It's not like if you do like 400 for desktop, or I mean, it's not exactly looking like this.
I can tell you one more problem on the phone. Many applications are not accessible. If you check the applications, I don't know, let's say Waze, and Waze are not accessible. How can you, if you don't see it properly, how you can navigate? It's not accessible. But
yeah,
you can make accessibility to application. It's not a problem. Let's say bank applications, they have accessibility.
They have something.
I mean, not 100%, but still some of accessibility. Many applications on the phone, if you look at the phone, many of them are not accessible.
Yeah, they don't say. No. I think because browser has a lot of accessibility settings.
Yeah.
And the application itself, no. But there is something in global settings in the phone that I think it can make everything larger or something like this. Or they have voice mode and stuff like this.
It's still, it's a voice mode and all this. It's basically a workaround properly accessibility.
No, voice mode, it's like on the desktop.
No, I mean, if you're looking, for example, in Waze, right? If you look in Waze, and you can type, of course, and then you can record an address, and it will find it.
Yeah.
For people that need accessibility, it's good, but it's a little bit of workaround all this stuff.
Yeah. No. I mean, there is system voice mode, like
system voice
level.
Yes.
If you are blind, they are somehow using phones. I mean, they're using it in voice mode, and it's system.
I don't think they're using regular smartphones. There's something different a little bit. I may be mistaken, but I'm not sure exactly.
No, there is voiceover. It's same voiceover. Okay, I have iPhone. Yeah, it has this voiceover like a desktop. I just never used it really, but I mean, I think it's more or less the same. I just don't really know how to check it at mobile. I didn't bother much. I mean, there is enough to check at desktop, but this thing about 200% mobile, it's just like nobody is supporting.
Yeah.
Even GoVL is not really. It's okay. It doesn't break down completely, but there is stuff that it's out about. A problem is if you have a long word, it doesn't do.
It doesn't fit the screen.
Yeah, it doesn't fit because just really long word just doesn't fit in this 160 pixels.
Yeah,
and you need to do special tricks to kind of make something about it. But it's complex, really, and it's complex to check, and it's complex to fix, and also, but it is possible. But probably nobody is doing this, and also, and obviously, these accessibility buttons don't do it because they don't do anything about Zoom by themselves. I mean, they can do Zoom, internal Zoom, but they don't help you to support external zone. So it's
By the way, I forgot to tell you about another problem. We was talking in the beginning. We was talking about physical businesses. Let's say they have issues with accessibility, and we know it. And for them, it's very difficult to do accessibility. So they found a system. You know that, let's say, website persons that do accessibility, it's a different person that do accessibility for the business. The different professions.
Mhm.
So lately, also businesses, they don't have money to hire people to renovate and make the business accessible. They hiring a professional person that do accessibility for them, and they say, listen, I will pay you X amount of money, okay? Write me down statement that you check my business and everything is perfect.
Oh,
Like this. Yes, corruption, very bad, I know, but it's happening. It's
but
happening.
how? If someone
They don't
signs
care. No,
that,
yeah. They say, listen, they writing down, I checked this business, everything was good. All the business accessible.
and if someone is going to check it,
Who is coming after this? Who is checking?
but the same issue, someone is going there.
You mean some person that
Yeah, or someone that really
yeah,
needs
disability.
it, or someone that is just checking to sue them. It won't help that they have some document that somebody checked them, but if they are not really accessible, so how would it help?
The business owners take chance of writing down the statement, right, and not pay, like we said, thousands of shekels for make it properly accessible, right? They prefer to pay, let's say, 5,000 to the person that doing the statement, leave it, and sleep quietly.
Well, how can they sleep quietly until
Something? Yes, exactly. But it's always think about something. When the somebody business owner coming to you, when somebody of them coming to them with some
warning,
paper,
yeah.
saying, listen, you got sued, right?
Yeah,
only then they come into the professional to fix it, not before this.
Usually, yeah. Unless I somehow manage to explain them that they should do it in advance. But yeah.
Usually think about. Usually nobody do it in advance. Nobody.
Yeah.
Everybody
Almost
coming in last minute and say save me, right?
Yeah.
So it's happening. It's happening not only in the websites. It's happening also in the local businesses. All the places. They come in the last second. Even they come in after the last second. They come in then when it's already time to fix it, and they have like 2 months to fix the problems. Only then they come into you.
Yeah.
It's a huge. All this accessibility, it's a very, very, very huge issue. Me personally, I'm a support of do stuff accessible, because why people should suffer if they can go to businesses, enjoy, buy stuff, visit stuff, for example, you go into the cinema, right? Cinemas are not accessible. How you can go to cinema? Think about it.
It's not accessible? No, it should.
If for example, you on the wheelchair, right? How you can go to cinema if it's stairs? How it's possible?
But no, I think they have like not stairs.
They don't have this, what you showed me.
No?
No, only stairs.
Really?
Really.
I mean, I wasn't.
If you will go to see the movie, right? Check what I told you, and you will see, and you will say, "My God, how it's even possible?"
But they have to be accessible.
I can tell you something even more. Let's pretend that some cinemas are accessible, okay? But they're not. But let's think they are, okay? What about buses? Regular bus.
Bus is not.
No, I'm not talking about the city buses. I'm talking about big buses. Until, let's say, 2 years ago, none of the buses were accessible. None of them.
Yeah.
Now
They have some like this.
Yeah.
They go down a little bit, and you.
Some of them, not all of them. Some of them.
Not all. Yeah.
So what? Think about Egged is a huge company, a lot of money, government company, right? Not accessible. Nobody doing nothing about it. Nobody care.
Trains are, I think.
Trains.
Trains. I think trains.
Yeah, trains obviously, yes, because they're very low, and then you can go on the train without a problem. But
bus, no.
How? Yeah. What can you do? You need a car. You need a car for yourself.
Yeah, sure.
But it's solution. It's solution like this.
On wheelchair should have a car.
It's very problematic. Very problematic.
Yeah. Like a cab, a car with driver and stuff like that.
And to get a car that's accessible for people on a wheelchair, it's even more costly than regular car.
Yeah, there are special
because they can't press on the pedals. They need a steering wheel with yes. Accessibility. I can guarantee you that accessibility here is a huge issue that's not properly taken care of. And we both know it.
What I think what I see the problem is I didn't see anyone like the government is not explaining why you should do it.
Yes, exactly.
Except for the fines. They say do it or we will fine you. Actually, not even government is fining. Yeah, some lawyer will fine it.
Yeah,
but there is no. I didn't see any explanation why it's good to do it, and why people need it, and some I don't know that videos and whatever, some simulations that explain how people using it and why it's good to do it.
Think about that. It's not you're a professional in accessibility business to do accessibility for the site. Why it's your task to explain the business why he need to be accessible. It's not your job. It's a job of the government. The government and some institute of the accessibility. There is a institute of accessibility in Israel, right?
I know there is a
government institute.
No, there is this non-profit Negishut Israel.
Yes, this one. Yeah.
They are government?
Obviously government, of course.
Really?
They not profit, but they relate to the government. So they
are supposed to explain
to make explanation to make it accessible to the people why you need to do it. Nobody care, nobody explaining, and there is a result.
Yeah, so everyone is waiting until they are
make it get in the fine. Yeah, exactly.
That's. Are you in contact with them, by the way?
With who? With this institute? No, not me. To talk to them, you need to be a professional accessibility, like stamped accessibility professional. And then I'm looking at it from perspective of developer, like how I can ease for business owners, ease the use of the sites and make it, like you said, very simple, accessible.
Yeah.
But it's not my job and not your job to explain to them, or let's say, warn the business before this. Warn them about something. Warn them that they need to do accessibility. It's not my task and not your task. It's their job. They're of this institute, Accessibility Institute. They need to do it.
Yeah.
Why you need to call a business and say, listen, I saw your site is not accessible. Let me do it for you. It needs to be opposite. That the business
Yeah,
coming to
they
you and
should.
say, it needs to be the opposite. The business coming to you and say, listen, I'm not accessible. Help me. Like this, right?
Yeah, it's the ideal world.
But exactly, yeah. But here it's very different, very, very different, and not supposed to be like this. I really hope this situation will change, because now the situation is not ideal. Not ideal, I'm saying like this.
Yeah, I'm thinking how to explain it. I mean, it's one or not the implementation part, but the explanation.
How to explain it to businesses? To who?
Yeah, to the general public, that it should to they understand that it's good, because from what I see, 95% just
I will tell you
don't even
why.
know what is it. Maybe they heard the word accessibility, and the only thing that they know about it, that it is the button in the corner, that's all. What it's really about, nobody knows except people with disabilities, and they know, but they are not website owners, so for them it's no need to explain.
But for
to
them,
explain to the general public.
For them it's suffer. For them it's suffer. Yeah. Think about if, for example, you're a person with disability, right, and you really need help, and you go into some sites, and the site, like, you show me sites of cinema that not accessible.
Yeah, it's just
how can, if, for example, you want to enjoy a movie and you can't buy a ticket,
yeah,
what you can do? Stuck.
You need to come. Okay, you need to ask someone to help you
to do it for you, right?
Yeah.
But then you think about yourself, like, I'm a lawyer person and I can do nothing.
Yeah.
Very stressful. For them, it's very stressful.
And then they should complain. I mean, I don't understand how cinema can make their site not accessible. It's just something.
It's not only we both know it's not only cinema,
Oh,
right?
it's a lot of things. Okay, cinema. I just saw it because I wanted
you
to
saw,
buy
we saw it
ticket.
lately.
Yeah, but it's like. I mean,
but even something more stressful, that if they complain to, let's say, to the lawyer or some government institute, right? The government sending the lawyer to sue the cinema, right? But think about cinemas, it's a huge company. They have very strong lawyers, very powerful statement. Most of them have shares in other companies and every stuff, right? So what you can do about them? They will close the case. Very, very simple.
Yeah, it's very complex. But they don't have any money to pay the lawyer.
Exactly. Yes.
What they can is to send mail to this. There is a mail in accessibility statements that you should complain. I really wonder if anybody is answering these mails.
I don't think so.
It's and also it doesn't. From what I heard, you don't even. I mean, this counter for 2 months is not when someone complains to this mail. It's when someone will sue you, but who is going? A person with disability, it probably have much more other stuff to do except trying to sue the bank, for example, or cinema.
But think of, if, for example, if you're a person with accessibility and you didn't get a service on the business, let's say on the site, right? And you sue the business, and the business have 2 months to fix it. but you need the service today, not in 2 months from now.
Yeah.
It's a horrible situation. And nobody cares about this. Besides some small group of people. And I'm really thanking you because you make this subject everyday talk, and you're talking to people, and you make them aware about what they need to do.
I'm trying.
No, but it's at least you telling people what they need to do. You show them.
I'm trying to tell people why.
Yeah.
I also did this. I mean, I did a few classes how to do it, and it's. But I'm looking at the view counter at YouTube. It's so low.
It's very low.
Yeah, it's very low.
Because this subject is not popular. It's not. No, we can tell the truth. It's not popular, right? But at least you give some information to the people that they don't have. Very important.
I need to do. I mean, this is why I'm trying now. I was talking about it in Russian all the time, like for a year or two. But in Russian, I don't know. I'm not sure I can do more there because, I mean, if I talk for 2 years and there is almost no result.
The audience are more in English.
Really. Except they say, wow, yeah, you are doing
important job.
Good thing. But nobody asks to make the site accessible, whatever. Even check. They say, wow, yeah, we will come sometime. I think there is it's some psychological thing that they're trying to push it out.
They're trying to push it away. Many people they saying, I'm not care about this. Okay, I'm like it's away from me.
Yeah, I'm healthy. Yeah, I don't want to think about
it. Yeah. I'm feeling good. Everybody else will be fine.
No, I think it's not like this because they don't care. I mean, it's probably something like they don't want to think about disabilities because if I think about disability, I might know it. Yeah, I'll be afraid that I get it sometimes. It's like death. Yeah, people don't want to
think about it. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Disability is even worse because death is like one time, and usually
disability is forever.
Disability is for a long time, and it's more suffering than death. So we probably even more push it away and not think about it.
Exactly. But it's very, very good that you give it attention. It's very important to give it attention. Especially in all the places that don't do it properly. Not only online, offline is suffering the same way. If you will go right now in Tel Aviv, right? 9 of 10 businesses going to be not accessible. 9 of 10, believe it?
Yeah, sure. I mean, how would you
think about
all small businesses like?
But I don't understand why it's the situation like this in such progressive country. If, for example, I've been in Japan, okay, there they much care more about the people. In there, 9 of 10 business are accessible. Opposite. It's like this. But here they don't care. Just don't care. Because they're saying in their minds, what are the chances that to my business will come somebody with accessibility? What's the chance? 1, 2, let's say 1,000, right? Okay, fine. So I will be okay, like this.
Yeah, whatever. Don't care.
So, yeah, not care at all.
And online, I see all the time that people are thinking, okay, say blind people are not my
audience, yes.
Not my audience.
Yes.
Even this even cinema, for example. Okay, blind person shouldn't watch movie, right? Okay, but I even can. It's maybe even reasonable, but there are a lot of things that are like, for example, parent is blind and he wants to buy tickets for his children to go to movie.
Exactly.
And he can't because site is not accessible. So what he does? He won't go there, but he wants to buy something for children, or he wants to buy a food or whatever, and site is not accessible. So what? Like they think like only directly that okay, blind person doesn't need whatever
to watch a movie.
clothing, nice clothing.
So they don't see. Movie, yeah.
Why? I mean, why not?
The situation need to change very much. And I hope with the videos that you're doing and with all the explanations that you're providing for the people and making the sites for them and showing them the proper way, it will do some change.
Maybe it should be much
bigger scale, yeah.
Much bigger scale. I mean, I'm trying here and there somehow, but first of all, I'm one person, and I do it like it's really side project, but it somehow should get into the mind of the general public. But it should be massive propaganda.
Not even propaganda, explanation of all the time how properly to do it.
And more importantly, why? How it's technical, because not everybody needs to know how. How actually develop, for example, website developers should know. But general public should know, because if they are doing the website, they at least should know that they should make it accessible because it's good. And they should ask developers if they don't do it by themselves.
I can tell you,
a lot of them don't do it.
I can tell you even last thing about this one, that when the business site owner will understand that for him it's good to make the site accessible because it's good for the public, he opened his site for a new audience. People don't understand that he loses basically a lot of number of audience that have disability. They also his audience of the site.
Right. At least indirectly, because sometimes directly not, but indirectly, yeah.
Yeah, indirectly, yeah.
I think Russian people, at least people from Russia and this like Soviet Union or whatever, there is some stigma that people with disabilities are like
not important.
They don't have money. They are like beggars or whatever. So they are not the audience because they won't buy anything anyway. But now it's not the case. They are very active. They have money. Sometimes a lot of money actually. It's not. And you should account for them.
They have disability in the body, but not the problem with money or connections on everything. They're very active. Many of them very active online. Many are very active offline. Not an issue.
Yeah.
So it's like this.
Okay. So, thank you. We have a great talk in
Of
English.
course. And thank you for doing a great course. Keep doing this. I know we will work closely together for achieve it. And I wish us that the situation will change to something more properly than now.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Max. It was
Thank you.
nice to talk to you.
Nice to talk to you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.